Milo O'Whiskers was born in a shoebox condo on the top shelf of Dr. Rosenbaum's 7th grade science lab, but from the first squeak it was obvious he was built for bigger stages. While his brothers practiced the ancient art of shredding toilet paper tubes, Milo studied the humans through the plexiglass, imitating the tilt of their chins and memorizing the timbre of authority. By adolescence, roughly 3 weeks, he was already giving motivational speeches to the gerbils next door. He'd climb the plastic lookout tower, puff out his peach-colored chest, and promise them a future in which every rodent could sprint until their tiny legs hummed like ukuleles. "We are fluff," he declared, "but we can be thunder." When Senior Civics Week arrived and the students staged a mock election, Milo decided the exercise was wasted on bipeds. Late one night, he jimmied the latch with a bent paperclip, scurried down a backpack strap, and convened an emergency summit at the school's recycling bin. The delegates included Heston the guinea pig, who chaired because he was heavy enough to hold the soda can lid open, Nicolette the rat from the drama department, and a sleepy turtle named Steve, who never actually voted but occupied the moral high ground in every room. "Friends," Milo began, swiping a sunflower seed lint-free, "have you noticed our wheels are pathetic? Diameter is destiny. Tiny wheels equal tiny dreams." A collective gasp rippled through the cardboard. Milo let it linger like a cliffhanger. "And another thing, limits on sunflower seeds are limits on happiness. This rationing must end." Heston adjusted his monocle, really a drip of water on his eye, but he wore it like formal wear. "Revolution is all well and good," he rumbled, "yet to effect change, we require the imprimatur of office." Nicolette rolled an R dramatically. "Are you suggesting we seize the student council?" Milo shook his head so vigorously his seed pouch wobbled. "Why waste time overthrowing children? We march higher. We elect a rodent president of the entire United States." Steve the turtle coughed bubbles, but neither agreed nor objected, as is the ancient tradition of turtles. And that's how, at 2:14 AML, the Campaign for Bigger Wheels and Unlimited Sunflower Seeds, CBWS, was born. By dawn, Milo had a slogan: "Spin bigger, snack better," and a logo featuring a wheel so enormous it dwarfed the Washington Monument. The art department's mouse, Penelope, forged the image by gnawing stencils into poster board. The cafeteria mice reproduced thousands on napkins before the janitor showed up. 54 hours later, lockers, hallways, even the fluted saxophones in the band room bore the circular emblem like rebel medallions. Humans love a mystery, doubly so when it involves unauthorized Xeroxing. Principal Dunn convened a staff meeting. The word graffiti was tossed around. Suspicion fell on an honor roll sophomore who doodled spirals in biology. Meanwhile, Milo, hiding under an overturned cereal bowl on her desk, composed his first stump speech. He opened his campaign in the habitat aisle of PetSmart during Saturday adoption hours. Shoppers gathered to watch a hamster standing on a cedar block, wearing what looked suspiciously like a suit collar cut from a Monopoly chance card. Nicolette handled sound effects using a pilfered Bluetooth speaker. Every time Milo gestured, trumpets blared. "Fellow Americans," he squeaked through the mic, translated in real time by Penelope, flashing cue cards. "For too long, we have run in circles going nowhere. I pledge wills large enough to make a full rotation worth the effort. And as for sunflower seeds," he paused, allowed suspense to bloom. "No more ceiling. Seeds for breakfast, lunch, and the late-night fridge raid. Pandemonium." Rabbits thumped, parakeets chirped, "Vote, vote, vote." A ferret lobbyist hissed, "Populist." But nobody heard him over the general rodent roar. News of the talking hamster leaked to social media in the usual way. A shaky phone clip captioned, "Little Teddy Bear demands seed, socialism." Within hours, Hamster for Prez trended worldwide. Cable networks invited Milo to primetime interviews. Because no human translation could capture his charisma, captions substituted synonyms like adorable declaration and sassy wheel reformer, which only broadened his appeal. Of course, every successful candidate attracts challengers. Enter Duchess Furbottom, a pedigreed Persian cat with a law degree from Yale and a laser pointer she called policy briefings. Interviewed on Feline News Network, she purred, "Hamsters are good for spinning, not governing." Besides, bigger wheels require bigger cages, and who will pay for the square footage? Taxpayers? I think not. Milo replied during a town hall broadcast from a hamster ball rolling across Times Square. Let the record show that Duchess Furbottom literally plays with red dots. I prefer moving targets like income inequality and substandard betting. His ball executed a flawless donut around a hot dog stand. Approval ratings spiked. Hot dog sales plummeted. Primary season kicked off in Woodchips, Iowa. Population 7,000 humans, and roughly twice that in rodents. Tradition dictated candidates eat fried corn dogs at the state fair, but Milo counterprogrammed with an all-you-can-eat seed bar featuring flavors like honey roasted hope and barbecue bipartisanship. The governor, a stoic man with a weakness for novelty, posed for photos while Milo perched on his shoulder, sprinkling seeds like confetti. That night, every local station led with the same joke. Hamster garners huge turnout, mostly hungry squirrels. He won Woodchips by a landslide, his victory speech delivered atop a prize-winning pumpkin. Travel logistics grew complicated, charter buses were out of the question, so the campaign purchased a parade float hamster wheel welded to a flatbed truck. Milo ran inside while advisors rode behind, flinging seed sample packs into cheering crowds. Heston managed finance from a tiny mahogany desk strapped to a Roomba. Steve the Turtle served as security, slow but implacable, an accidental metaphor for deliberative democracy. Opposition researchers, desperate to puncture the balloon, unearthed a damaging photograph. Milo pictured next to an empty yogurt drop wrapper labeled Classroom Emergency Rations. The implication was theft of public property. Duchess Furbottom's press secretary meowed triumphantly on every program. If he'll pilfer yogurt, what else will he pilfer? Our children's future. Poll numbers sagged. Crisis meeting at midnight on the campaign bus. Milo paced figure eights under the table lamp. We need transparency, he said. And maybe a nap, but definitely transparency. Nicolette proposed a full confession. Heston recommended stonewalling. Steve suggested in a voice like molasses, counter-narrative. Inspired, Milo called a press conference at dawn, choosing the snack aisle of a 24-hour grocery to symbolize culinary candor. I did consume the yogurt drop, he admitted, whiskers quivering. I was young, hungry, and lacked adequate dairy alternatives. But look around. Too many rodents today are forced into similar choices. The real crime isn't nibbling yogurt. It's a society that makes yogurt the scarce resource. The crowd erupted. Commentators praised the hamster who turned scandal into Solvedal. By breakfast, donations broke records. Even Duchess Furbottom's barber tweeted admiration. Debate season arrived like a thunderstorm with dimples. The National Rodent Association staged 3 televised matchups, moderated by a wise old beaver wearing half-moon spectacles. Milo's lectern was a stack of image-stabilized dictionaries. His microphone a repurposed earbud set. His opponents included a Duchess Furbottom, a parrot named Senator Squawkwell, Polly wants a balanced budget, and a sleepy golden retriever who'd accidentally qualified via petition drive by signing every sheet with his paw. First question, describe your economic plan. Duchess Furbottom enumerated, tax incentives for tuna futures. Senator Squawkwell repeated, cut the crust, cut the crust. The dog snored into his water bowl. Milo adjusted tie, a shoelace dyed blue, and declared, I propose Willworks, a public-public partnership to manufacture larger wheels, creating jobs, cardio, and renewable energy. Picture hamster-powered grids lighting entire cities. Also, subsidies for sunflower farmers will invigorate rural economies while ensuring every citizen's dish is full. The beaver scratched notes. Analysts later conceded Milo's plan was the only one with verbs. Mid-debate, the lights flickered, sabotage rumors soared. Milo spun his lectern 180 degrees, produced a tiny flashlight, and continued answering in the dark, a hero framed by his own forward momentum. Headlines the next morning. When others panicked, Hamster kept running. Yet challenges mounted. The Organization of Concerned Landlords argued that unlimited seeds would clog ventilation systems. The Hamster Elder Council warned that bigger wheels could lead to reckless spinning and moral dizziness. Even within CBWS's schisms developed. Nicolette believed the platform should add universal chuties. Heston advocated silence on chuties to avoid alienating bird voters. Amid the turmoil, Milo visited his childhood shoebox for reflection. He found the shredded paper where his brothers still frolicked, content with small wheels and rationed seed. Why bother changing a world that already feeds us? One asked. Milo considered. Because the wheel that limits you today will limit your children tomorrow. It sounded trite even to himself, yet conviction reignited like a pocket-sized sunrise. Election day dawned with autumn crispness and suspicious quiet. Polling stations opened, rodents lined up before the felines even finished stretching. Humans watched in bemusement as mice carried mini ballots, guinea pigs served as step stools, and Steve the Turtle arrived precisely when he meant to, which was noon. Turnout predictions oscillated wildly. Some pundits said Milo's coalition was too narrow. Others pointed at stadium rallies where attendees filled their cheeks with seed until they resembled inflatable parade floats. Duchess Furbottom banked on suburban cats and the curiosity vote. Senator Squawkwell counted on repetition. His volunteers robocalled every registered parrot all night long. Vote Squawkwell! Vote Squawkwell! The golden retriever camp napped. By evening, exit polls showed a nail-biter. In Vermont, a recount of chinchilla ballots delayed results. In Florida, a controversy erupted over hanging pellet ballots. Milo remained calm, munching a single seed an hour, the rodent equivalent of liver cleansing. Finally, at 2:07 AUM, the projection screens lit up in Milo's headquarters. A converted birdcage strung with fairy lights. The anchor declared, "With Nevada's gerbil precinct reporting, we can project that Milo O'Whiskers, running on a platform of bigger wheels and unlimited sunflower seeds, has been elected President of the United States." Confetti cannons fired cotton bedding. Nicolette performed an impromptu tap dance on a tambourine. Heston wiped a tear that may have been accidental drool. Steve nodded once, the turtle version of a victory lap. Milo stepped onto the balcony, really the cage's feeding ledge, and addressed the jubilant multitudes. Tonight, we proved small paws can leave big prints on history. Tomorrow, we start building wheels so vast, they cast shadows of possibility. And we fill every seed bowl so no rodent, reptile, or feathered friend feels hunger. And to our human allies, thanks for reaching across species lines. We may be fluff, but together we are thunder. Thunder indeed, the crowd boomed back in 100 dialects of chirp, squeak, cluck, and bark. Transition teams got to work. The Secret Service, caught unprepared for a president who could slip through air vents, designed a protective bubble ball with retractable podium. The White House underwent modifications, Situation Room chairs replaced by exercise wheels, so advisors could run while they ran numbers, Oval Office carpet swapped for pine shavings, scented executive cedar. Congress convened a special session on the Wheelworks Act. Skeptics decried the price tag, but Milo demonstrated by powering the Capitol's lighting with one prototype, will 50 hamsters jogging in sync generated enough electricity for an hour of debate. The C-SPAN audience loved it. Ratings doubled. Even staunch opponents admitted the cardio felt fantastic. On the agricultural front, Milo appointed farmer Hazelin, an industrious chipmunk, as Secretary of Seed. Hazel launched Seed for All, a program that traded surplus sunflower hulls for compost credits, leading to healthier soil and bipartisan photo ops of senators wearing overalls. International relations offered comic interludes. The British Prime Minister gifted Milo a gilded thimble, mistaking it for a ceremonial chalice. The French president sent a cheese wheel 10 times Milo's body weight, prompting immediate talk of bilateral trade in miniature cheese lifts. Yet no presidency sails without storms. 6 months in, catastrophe struck. A nationwide shortage of cardboard tubes. The tube bubble, economists called it. Crafts teachers and ferret hobbyists hoarded tubes, speculations soared, and black markets flourished. Late-night comedians joked, Milo promised bigger wheels but forgot we need something to gnaw while we wait. The administration responded with Operation Cardboard Commons. Factories pivoted from pizza boxes to tubular goods. Legislation capped tube prices. The president addressed the nation beside a stack of government-issued tubes stamped with a seal. an eagle clutching a sunflower sprig. "My fellow Americans," Milo said, "chew on this. Tubes will flow like rivers, not trickle like leaky faucets." Confidence restored, the black market collapsed overnight when suppliers realized hamsters would willingly swap 2 sunflower seeds for 1 tube, a margin too slim for profiteers. With the tube crisis solved, focus returned to the signature policy, the Great American Mega Wheel. Engineers argued about materials, mice and terns ran tiny wind tunnel tests, Steve the Turtle served on the oversight committee to ensure slow and steady budgeting. Ground broke on an open prairie in Kansas, the wheel rose, a lattice of lightweight alloys and LED lights forming a glowing halo visible from space. On dedication day, Milo donned a hard hat the size of a bottle cap and cut the ribbon using his incisors. He took the inaugural spin at the hub as citizens from every state joined, running on concentric tracks, hamsters on the inner ring, humans further out, elephants on a specially reinforced outer lane. Journalists reported a collective cheer so loud it rattled prairie grass a county over. Energy output from that single wheel powered a quarter of the Midwest, but its symbolism generated something grander. A sense that motion, when shared, produces momentum instead of exhaustion. Fitness clubs sprouted communal wheels. Public schools installed spin corners to sharpen student focus. Even Congress installed a bipartisan wheel where members hashed out bills while jogging. C-SPAN viewership reached unprecedented heights, partly because audiences enjoyed watching filibusters conducted at 6 Through it all, Milo remained Milo, cheeks bulging with seeds, heart bulging with ideas. Critics accused him of idealism, but he countered that idealism, like sunflower seeds, was best when limitless. International observers dubbed the phenomenon hamsterism, defined as optimism multiplied by locomotion. Year 1 ended with the annual State of the Union, rebranded State of the Spinion. Milo ascended a miniature ramp to the rostrum, adjusted the microphone down 2 inches, and surveyed a chamber filled with wheel-toned lawmakers. "My fellow Americans, we have run," he began, "but we have not run away. We have spun, but we are not dizzy. We enlarged our wheels and enriched our souls. And as for sunflower seeds, look around, no bowl is empty tonight." Thunderous applause, some standing, some jogging in place, he concluded with the line that would later be etched on his memorial wheel outside the Smithsonian: "Keep running toward the future, and be sure the bowl you leave behind is fuller than when you found it." Afterward, he slipped a secret note into Steve's shell. "Next year, see about Universal Chew 2. Because progress, like a hamster in pursuit of infinite sunflower seeds, never really stops."